Right, let's talk about something. Let's talk about something. Expectation of privacy when you're in a public place, right? Load of pish, right? There's none. Absolutely not. Zero. See, if you're out in public, you're visible to everybody that's round about you. And if you're visible, you can be filmed. Common sense, right? Reality. And I tell you something, that's just how everything works, right? You step outside your front door and you're in public. Folk can see you, folk can observe you, and folk can record what they can see with their eyes. That's it. End of. But apparently, that's not enough, right? Because now we've got people saying things like, you can't film me because I have a right to privacy. There's an expectation of privacy even in public. Well, tell you something, no, there isn't. No, that defeats the point about being out in a public place. If there was an expectation of privacy in public, then nobody could film anything. Ever. You would get no street photography, no news footage, no CCTVs looking at everything I do every day when I'm just walking about minding my own business, right? No YouTube videos, nothing. Because everything would be illegal. And clearly it's no. Right, so, right, let's have a look at the law. Right, let's have a look at the law, because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of people just saying whatever they think and not knowing what the law is. Let's have a look at the law. Right, let me look it up here. Right, because people have thrown that word about expectation of privacy in public. Expectation of privacy in a public place. Right, but that's nonsense, right? Because the UK law, it says reasonable. It says reasonable expectation of privacy, right? That sounds a bit serious, right? Okay, right. Does that back up? No, it doesn't, right? Wait a minute, what did the courts say? Right, the courts say it's a question of whether a person has reasonable expectation of privacy based on the circumstances, right? And apparently that can include things like what somebody's doing, how that information is used. Right, what they're saying, it's basically maybe sometimes there is privacy, there is expectation of privacy. No, can it be? Not in public, right? It says here there have even been court cases where a person can be said to have a reasonable expectation of privacy in a public place. Aye, nonsense. How can your privacy in a place that is, by definition, public, right? You're surrounded by people. You're visible. You're observable, right? There's no privacy. What this law really is, I'll tell you what this law is, right? It's folk bending our backwards to accommodate feelings. My feelings are being hurt instead of the reality of the real world, right? Because I'll tell you this about the law. It's not about people being uncomfortable. It's about people no liking cameras, no liking drones, and no liking me recording them, right? They don't like it. So, but instead of them saying, I don't like it, they say, I have an expectation of privacy. And now the stupid folk in the law, the law guys, they're trying to dress this up, make it have a bit of meaning, right? But it doesn't have a meaning, because see if in a public place, you are being seen and you should expect to be seen. Said, see if you can be seen. With these in, you can be filmed, right? You can be filmed with my camera. Simple as, right? And see if the law or the police or the judges or the lawyers or any of that say anything else, then they're wrong. Well, they might not be wrong because the law is the law and all that, but the law is supposed to reflect common sense, right? Common sense for the common man. I'm the common man. It's supposed to reflect what people like me actually think and how our society actually works, right? Because we vote them clowns into power. We send them to the government to do what we tell them. They go there because we tell them. You'll go there and do what we tell you, right? You're representing us. You're not there to invent nonsense, rules that don't match reality, right? So no expectation of privacy in public, right? And I don't care how many legal phrases you wrap in it. It doesn't change that basic fact. I'll tell you something else. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my camera now. I'm going to get my GoPro. I'm going to get my camera. That camera, I'm going to take about 6 cameras to tell you. I'm wearing my spy glasses. They've got a camera on them as well. And I'm going to go out the now. I'm going to go down the street. And I'm going to film everybody I can see. Right? Everybody I can see. So I'm going to go and do that now. So I'm out of here.